All right, so when we start this, guys, we want our colors to be pristine. We want them to be perfect. And in order to do that, we're going to have to do some cleaning here. Best way to clean these is to take your paintbrush and get it wet, and then basically just skim the top of your paint to get it wet. All right, once you've done that, take a little bit of paper towel and just wipe it, and that'll work for most cases. You might have to go over it a second time, like there's a little brown spot right here. I'm just going to get that wet and see if I can go over it and get rid of it, okay? I think I'll be all right, though. All right, so we're going to start with yellow today. And if you look at the color wheel that's under the clock, go ahead and turn your heads and look at it. Yellow's at the top. Okay, we're going to kind of follow that as a guide here. Okay, I had to make sure she was right. So, okay, so we're going to start with yellow, and all you need to do again is to make sure your paintbrush is a little wet. It doesn't have to be dripping wet. I need eyes on the screen right now. Turn around. And I'm just going to run my paintbrush over the paint. We do not want to get paint all the way to the silver part of our brush. It should be mainly on the tip and the front half. And I'm just going to, it's almost like I'm petting the paint. All right, I'm just stroking it top back and forth like this just to kind of loosen it up and get plenty of paint in my paintbrush. Then I am going to pick the inner circle. I'm actually going to start with this one right here. So this inner circle right here, one shape, I am going to paint it yellow. And actually the best way to paint these, especially since they're kind of small shapes, is I'm going to outline it and then fill it in. I want to use the very tip of my brush to just basically outline and fill it in. All right, once you get yellow done, then we are going to move on to green. But if you look at the color wheel, green itself is not right next to it. So that means I am going to do yellow. I'm going to clean my brush out, and if your water gets really, really messy, you're going to have to probably change it, and you're probably going to have to change it about 3 times today. But I think I have enough of my yellow out that I can start with green. So I'm going to do yellow, skip one, and then green. So I'm ready to go on to the green. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to stroke the paint back and forth, back and forth. I do not want to see anybody using the paintbrush straight up and down. Just going to go back and forth until I get some green. Remember, yellow, skip one, and then green right there. Now, the only problem with right now, this green is a little on the light side. So I need to go back and get a little bit more green in my paintbrush. That means possibly a little more water. You definitely need more paint. We are all going to do the same thing right now. We're going to start with yellow. Once you get done with yellow, you can skip one and do green. Are there any questions? Yes, ma'am. You do not have to make your paper wet on this because we're not worried about going too dark or the paint moving. That's a good question, though. This time you do not get your paper wet. You just start with wet paint and paint. Any other questions? All right, you may go ahead and start painting. Oh, wait. Paints, by the way, are straight back. There's one per table.